I haven't really gotten a chance to take care of my garden over the last 11 days. My son was born and I have been at the hospital every day. And so this morning, we're going to take this garden back one step at a time. This guy just kind of popped up out of nowhere, didn't he? My garden's a mess. And this is what happens when you don't take care of your garden in spring in Zone 8B. It just takes over. We're going to grab some extension cords. We're going to cut this bad boy open. Sometimes gardening is just taking care of inane yard work as well as it is planting. It's about maintenance, taking care of things, which is what life is all about, I suppose. This guy's free. It just sprouted out of the compost. Looks like some sort of a squash, but I'm not 100% sure yet what it is. Could be zucchini, could be butternut. We're gonna find out though. Just want to get a little bit bigger before I put it into another grow bag, because I want this grow bag to be dedicated strictly to onions and tomatoes. Okay, let's see if this guy survives. I just pulled him out. Wasn't very careful, but he was free, so. We just took off these bottom leaves because they're just gonna be too close to the ground. I might even have to take off this guy right here. Oh man, look at that root. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful root ball. And get some nutrients in there. And with this guy, we're just going to put him directly underneath this tomato cage. I know a lot of the others out there say that tomato cages aren't the best way to go because they're not very sturdy. But I have found in my garden that they work just fine. Put a little more soil in there. He's kind of a ways over, which is fine. So I'm going to plant the other one side by side. And I'm hoping that I can get enough space in here that we'll get 2 plants in each of these bags. That way I don't have to have a whole lot of planters because plastic's expensive. I mean, I guess these are still only like $6, but I'd rather not spend the $6 if I don't have to. I've already got these bags, so we'll see how it goes. Take off these lower leaves. Seedling leaves. They're still really healthy, but they're useless. They still look good though. And because this guy's a little taller than the other one, we're just going to use one of these sticks to support him. In fact, yeah, we're going to use a stick. And we'll tie him off. Got a little fishing line because you shouldn't spend money if you don't have to. And I had plenty of fishing line. 4 of the 6. Now it looks like I've already got tomatoes growing in here. That's kind of cool, but unfortunately, I don't know what kind these are, so I don't know if they'll produce. They could have been from the grocery store last year, but they could also have been from the farmer's market or even my own garden, because I grew probably about 60 pounds of tomatoes last year, which was amazing. Let's just put it that way. It was freaking amazing. So many tomatoes. Okay. More nutrients in. The more nutrients you put into your soil, the better quality your tomatoes are going to be. Or as my good buddy would call them, dem maters. Dem maters are looking good, according to him. I think he's probably golden. We're going to go with the bigger one. The bigger one's going to go into the cage. The shorter one's going to go on the stick. We'll see how it goes. In a fisherman's house, fishing line is abundant. We don't believe in just harvesting from the land. We believe in harvesting from the sea as well. A few years ago, my dad took me on this amazing trip up to Canada. We went to an island called Hawaii, and we caught so many fish. I caught a huge halibut. It was amazing. And just the opportunity was great, but I also got to ride on my first helicopter, my first chopter copter. Chopter copter, I like that. We gotta take these lower leaves off anyway. And he's got some suckers going on down here. Pinch those guys off. Oh wow, look at that root ball. That's beautiful. He might actually survive this. I want you to remember that just because you transplant doesn't mean that everything survives the process. What I like to do is stretch these guys out a little bit so that way they're angled outwards before I put them on. And then gently pull your upper branches through the ring so that way they can get nice and sturdy. So we've got these tomatoes planted. They're looking really good. And we got to water these guys in still, but it's raining today. I'm going to just put some water over it just to make sure they get enough moisture down in the depths of the soil. It's not super deep, as you can tell. So I only planted a couple of spring burpless cucumbers this year. Last year we only had one plant and it just produced and produced and produced. So this year I have doubled the effort, and I'm hoping to make some pickles this summer, and we'll see how that goes. But these little guys are going in the ground now. Plant food, some nutrients. Looks like my Scotch bonnet could use some too. Oof. It's looking a little yellow. These guys are really, really wet. They held in a lot of moisture. I'm hoping that they grow still. We'll see though. Soak up some of that. And I think these guys are plenty wet, so I'm not going to put any water in here because the rain will do enough, I think, because they're going to be right out here with no tree cover. And so I think they're going to be just fine in here with the amount of moisture that was in that root ball. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We're going to put him. I'm going to slide the garlic over. Oh, look at you. Look at that guy. That's a slug. We want those guys as far away from our food as possible. Right back to where the garlic was. Garlic's looking super healthy. Like, check this out. Look how healthy that garlic looks for some scale. Yeah, these guys are huge and beautiful. And yes, I use my recycle bins to grow in instead of to recycle because I have a huge recycle bin. And the tomatoes that I planted today. Well, back in this corner, we put all the potato pots, just so that way they're all closer together. That way they don't attract any other bugs or pests to my tomatoes because they are a similar genus. And so they do attract the same pests. So we want to keep those as far away from them as possible while maintaining enough light for them to grow and become big, healthy, big old fatty potatoes. So hit like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing how these potatoes do. After the other day, we planted some of the old russet potatoes from the kitchen directly into some soil. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you like and subscribe. I have brought my garden back. It is alive again. It is alive! Yeah, I had to cut back all those branches, but it's looking really healthy now. I gotta cut that stick, but he was way too big to cut with my hedge trimmers. And then back there, we're gonna put some zucchini, and further back, we're gonna put another grow bag back there, and we're gonna put in a delicata squash back there. Make sure that if you love squash, you squash that like button. So out here we have all of my peppers still need to go into the garden. These zucchini, I think that they have just absorbed too much moisture, so I'm just going to let them dry out a little bit and hope that they actually sprout. So I'm going to pop these guys up here where they can get plenty of sun and get nice and warm. So we've got my unknown peppers, my jalapenos, which are growing like wildfire. Then we've got my first attempt at the Kratky method of growing hydroponics, which is just putting your seedlings into some substrate and then directly putting that into some water with nutrients. So we'll see how this guy does. We're also going to be starting a huge hydroponic project over the next couple of months. We're going to be growing everything in here hydroponically using either the Kratky method, NFT, or the ebb and flow method. It just depends. Make sure that you comment below which one you would like to see, and we'll make sure that that happens for you. I also got this LED grow light that I haven't installed yet, but I'm planning on installing it in here because I want to grow carrots indoors all winter long. And so I'm going to be popping this guy up under here and using one of those plastic recycle bins, which are made with food grade plastic. I double checked. At least these ones are. I don't know if yours are. Make sure that you double check your own because I don't want to give you bad advice. So make sure that you look before you plant. But I'm going to go ahead and put him right here. And then we're going to put one of these guys underneath it with plenty of soil. And then we're going to go carrots. It's going to be wonderful. So that is the plan right now. But I am exhausted. So that's probably going to have to wait a couple more weeks. Or at least another week. And make sure that you hit the like and subscribe buttons, respectively, for more of these gardening videos. I do love being out here. This is my safe space. And right now, I need it more than anything. I need this garden to help me keep my mind clear and focused and allow me to remember that there are things that are happening in the world that are really hard to deal with, but remembering that you have some control over your food source, that's a huge win, and it's something that I need to focus on more. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.